Yo, what is good, YouTube? So adulthood has not treated Gen Z very kindly, and just any adults who are like here right now. You know what I mean? No jobs incentivize job loyalty. Cost of living is so damn expensive. Just existing at all in America is just so difficult right now. And a lot of people feel like boomers and people from the silent generation, they kind of pulled up the ladder behind them to kind of let Gen Z and millennials kind of suffer. So let's just get into the video, and yeah, I will see.
It really sucks right now. I spent 50 bucks. I got cat litter, ingredients to make dinner for tonight, a case of water, and these pickles, and it was 50 fucking dollars. Oh, okay. All right. And they say, oh, it's just cheaper if you eat at home. You kids are broke because you keep spending all your money on lattes and avocado toast. I can't tell you the last time I fucking ate avocado toast. And I get lattes for free because I work at a coffee shop. Why am I still broke? Why do I have no money? I don't go out. I don't go do shit. I don't have a social life. I go home, I go to work. I go home, I sleep. I make videos. I go to work. That's it. And that is my entire life. I do not have a social life. I don't really have friends. I don't go out. I don't do shit. I don't drink alcohol anymore. I'm quitting smoking cigarettes because I can't fucking afford those either. Like, what do you want from us? Huh? What do you want? Fucking entitled boomer ass motherfuckers. Y'all had the easiest fucking... If this is a video game, right? If life's a video game, y'all had it on super easy mode, and we got it on fucking veteran mode right now. Hardcore legendary veteran. Yeah. But y'all want to say, oh, you just need to work harder. You just need to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. I'm wearing Vans, motherfucker.
No, like deadass, is it ever gonna get cheaper? And like, my opinion on it, I don't think it ever will, because it'll just like continue growing like this, because that's just kind of how it works, I feel like. But the question is, or the only thing that can really change that will benefit us is, will wages increase? You know what I mean? Because even now, like getting a raise is not enough to keep up with inflation. So you're actually losing buying power still while making more money. It's kind of crazy to me, but that is true. If you search up like what percent of inflation is going up like every year, and then just compare it to like how much your raise is, you're really just staying in the same spot or falling behind, bro. I'm telling you, I promise you.
Living in America right now feels like a punishment. You wake up already behind, you go to work just to stay broke, and you watch the cost of everything rise while your paycheck doesn't move an inch. Groceries are a luxury, rent is robbery, healthcare is a joke, and somehow we're the ones blamed for not budgeting better. People are working 2-3 jobs and still choosing between food or gas. Families are crammed into apartments because buying a house became a fantasy. You can't afford to get sick, you can't afford to rest, you can't afford to exist. But they keep telling us the economy is strong. Strong for who? Because it sure as hell isn't the people doing the work. We're out here treading water while billionaires build rockets, politicians trade stocks, and corporations raise prices just because they can. We were promised opportunity, we got survival. And what makes this worse is watching people blame themselves. Like somehow you failed because you can't afford a 1-bedroom anymore. Like you didn't do enough, when the truth is the math just stopped adding up years ago. They told us to work harder, but never told us they'd change the finish line. This isn't a country full of lazy people. It's a country full of exhausted ones. Simple as that.
Yeah, like America just isn't looking good for like, especially a young adult right now, because you're working, and then you struggle still because the cost of living is so high and your wages don't keep up with it. But then you're still expected to work, and then even though you're working, when you bring it up to somebody maybe older, then they say, oh, you don't work hard enough, oh, you're spending too much money. And that kind of like negates the whole fact that, you know, there is something wrong with America right now. You know what I mean? Wages and cost of living, the disparity between the two is just absolutely absurd. It's nothing like we've seen before. And that just sucks for this generation of adults, and you know, me soon maybe, so we're not looking forward to that, right?
Gen Z is splurging on a hot new item, and it's actually really depressing. Forget fancy cars, nice vacations, designer handbags. According to Business Insider, younger generations are splurging on luxury groceries. Seems like that whole millennials could afford a house if they'd stop buying so much avocado toast thing has been repackaged for Gen Z. Neat! And it has not gone over well. Food writer Michael Hayes, for example, angrily called an attempt to gaslight younger generations into feeling shameful for buying food. And of course, the article made no effort to place Gen Z's grocery spending habits in the context of runaway housing costs, rising inflation, insurmountable student debt loads, a messy job market, which has left many young people feeling like one of Hayes' commenters who said, I can't afford a European summer trip, but I can get the better reusable olive oil. Yeah, you might as well. Saving $2 on a cheaper olive oil, or bottled water to use Business Insider's example, probably isn't going to make Gen Z any more able to buy a house than skipping avocado toast did for millennials. But younger millennials and Gen Zers aren't splurging on groceries just because they want to anyway. Studies and surveys have shown that they're a lot more careful about what they eat than older generations, turning away from the typical American diet, composed of a staggering 60% processed foods, and focusing on a diet that's not only healthier for themselves, but also the planet. And with the runaway inflation we've seen on groceries since 2020, and corporate greedflation continually jacking prices ever higher even now that inflation itself has slowed, all groceries, let alone healthy ones, have skyrocketed in cost since 2020. Splurging is a very weird way to say being forced to spend more on every morsel of food you buy, including, as Hayes pointed out, the McDonald's dollar menu, which is now more like the $5 menu. And in a world where younger generations may very well likely never be able to afford a home or a vacation, let alone things like healthcare, can you really blame them for splurging on things like organic vegetables? It might be the only luxuries they ever get.
Like, bro, tell me what luxury groceries are. Groceries are just meant to bro, you buy groceries because you need groceries. There's no such thing as luxury groceries. And I guess, obviously you can get like worse brand groceries, yada yada yada. But if your livelihood depends on like what brand of grocery you buy and stuff like that, I feel like that's just, and if it's something that's occurring to many Americans, like many adults who are working full time and stuff like that, I think it's more of a sign on what is wrong with the economy right now. And the whole idea of luxury groceries, that's like, it's basically saying like, oh, Gen Z or any young adult struggling right now, you guys are splurging on luxury groceries, but that's just to like make it sound like it's like their fault, you know what I'm saying? But in reality, it's not their fault. Like adults right now, they're getting hated on a lot for like not being hardworking and like overspending and stuff like that. But it's like things are just so expensive. You can't not overspend, and working hard really doesn't matter because your wage doesn't keep up with how much it costs to survive, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, Gen Z has no loyalty to their job. Yeah, because we just saw Ford fire an 11-year, $200,000 employee because they falsely accused him of stealing a $1.95 cookie. This employee is diabetic. He felt his blood sugar dropping and decided to raise it with the cookie. But the kiosk he got the cookie from was broken, so he went to a different kiosk and paid there. But even if he didn't pay for this $1.95 cookie, even if he wasn't diabetic, even if he was not an 11-year employee, why the fuck is a multi-billion-dollar company immediately firing an employee for taking a cookie? Right, we are literally nothing but a number on a spreadsheet to these companies. And Gen Z is just realizing that. Why the fuck would we ever have any loyalty to any of these companies?
We hear that the boomer generation pulled the ladder up behind them. Here's what we mean. The boomers' parents and grandparents in the late 1930s decided to pass Social Security. So the boomer generation was the first generation that was inherited this social program where they knew going to work, they were going to have some form of retirement through the government and the collective. Then in 1956, they decided to build the interstate highways. 41,000 miles of interstate highways was given to the boomer generation, and most of it was covered by the federal government. Then in 1965, they were given Medicare, so they knew when they retired that they were going to have health insurance. Medicaid was also passed around that time. In the 60s, 70s, and 80s, housing was affordable. It wasn't looked at as an asset like it is today. It was just a thing that people were able to buy. And then you created the NIMBY mindset, not in my backyard. You got houses and then created zoning regulations and didn't want affordable housing coming in near your neighborhoods to prop up your value. In college in the 60s, 70s, and 80s, when the boomers were in college, it was $300 a year, maybe up to $2,000 a year for state public schools. And as soon as the boomers graduated college, the administration at the time says, you know what, this college thing is not a public good, it's a private luxury. Let's put the burden on the family and on the students. And that led to $1.8 trillion of debt. And now we've had this much growth in 50 years, and we look around. Did our generation get any programs? Did we get free college, free healthcare, respectable paid maternity and paternity leave? Did we get a 4-day work week? We don't have high-speed rails. Yet, The silent generation and boomer generation leadership got us $40 trillion in debt. The only thing that has changed is we have given all the power to the corporations, not the people. We greenlit stock buybacks. We switched from pensions to 401ks. We allowed the dominance of private equity and leverage buyouts. We allowed super PACs to happen and racked up $40 trillion. It is not the individual boomer's fault who's watching this. We do not think that you maliciously voted to screw over your children's generation. We're asking for the accountability now. These are not predictions. We're looking in the past. There's proof. Please help us. How was your parents and grandparents able to provide things for you to make your life easier, and you guys aren't reciprocating and doing the same thing for us? That's our complaint. Work with us, please.
Alrighty, guys. Just to offer you guys a little more value and just give my opinion on it. Let's go through some of the comments, right? My luxury is buying good mozzarella. Like, my bad, it's luxury that we can buy healthy, good quality food. You know what I'm saying? Like, I guess that's considered luxury now. Oh, voice crack. I splurge on used books. This is under the TikTok with like saying luxury groceries as well, saying like how Gen Z splurges, and it's like, see, look at this, splurging on used books. That's stupid. That's not a thing, right? They're joking, obviously, but that is how it feels to buy like anything nowadays. Like, even if it's something you're getting a good deal for, or something used or something like that, like it still feels like it's a bad deal because of just how expensive everything is right now. They probably class fresh fruit and vegetables as a luxury. Shit, maybe. That's why I say the American dream is exactly what it is. A dream, not real. Yeah, like, I feel like for a lot of people, right? I mean, like, obviously it's still achievable, but for the majority, I don't think it's that achievable anymore. Just because of the disparity between wages and the cost of living, like rent being so high, groceries being so high, and just everything going on in the world right now. Or maybe there still is like a common dream, but nobody wants to work that much like nowadays. I feel like, especially me, I don't want to work that much. Like, I don't want to work till 65, especially. Like, I saw some TikTok, they were talking about how they want to raise the age you retire to 70. Like, that's crazy, right? No, like, you probably won't even live that long. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody says Gen Z is not loyal to any company, and nobody says there's no loyal companies to Gen Z or to its employees. Yeah, like, dead ass. Like, my mom got laid off a little recently, but like, we're okay though. But like, there's so many layoffs happening, and you've probably seen it either firsthand or maybe someone in your family or your friend experienced it. You know what I'm saying? Like, layoffs are so common now. There's no point in being loyal to a company because they can just get rid of you just like that. My ladder pool was finding out boomers bought houses well before the credit score became a thing. Bro, that's actually crazy. Like my whole life there's been credit score, so I never really seen life without credit scores. Like, that's crazy that there was a time before that. You know what I'm saying? That's interesting to me. My 93-year-old grandma makes more a month from her pension than I do as a teacher. Yeah, teachers need to be paid more because, like, they're an essential job. Being a teacher is hard as hell, bro. Like being a student and seeing a teacher have to deal with like a horrible ass class, like, bro, they definitely deserve to make more. Shoplifting makes everything cheaper. Yeah, true. I feel like just stepping out of my house is $50. That ass. Not real though. Like, even though I'm still a teenager, that's exactly how I feel. I'm really working on staying in a calorie deficit to lose weight. Most people call it fasting, but I'm actually just poor. Hey, I mean, I guess that's one benefit on being poor. You know what I mean? You get to lose weight. You get to cut out food, save money. You know what I'm saying? So you save money and you lose weight. That's good, I guess. And tell me why everyone's hiring but not actually Lamau. Alright, bro. So I love Chipotle, right? 3 Chipotles around me. I applied to all of them. All of them said we're hiring. Like they had like a little card said we're hiring. None of them responded to me. Spaghetti ain't even a cheap meal anymore. Yeah, no, I swear, bro. I went to my friend's house and tried to cook spaghetti and like chicken. Oh my god, it was so expensive. Why is the case of soda $12? Yeah. And don't run out of toothpaste, mouthwash, deodorant, shampoo, and body wash all at once. About had to take out a loan. Yeah, but people people are using credit cards and like Afterpay on groceries. It's kind of sad, but that's just how, or like that's just what the world has come to now. I'm just gonna start stealing. I mean, don't get caught. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. If you guys have experiences yourself, or if you guys disagree with what's like the topic of this video, or you guys agree, let me know in the comments. Hope you guys all have a great day. Peace out.